Picture this right now. It's straight up December, freezing cold. Christmas lights are up. Your neighbors are inside fighting over who gets the last peppermint matcha and swearing on their lives that the garden is dead until April. Meanwhile, I'm out back looking like an absolute madman in a hoodie and muddy boots, dropping 22 different crops into cold, hard dirt that most Zone 7 gardeners wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And these 22 crops aren't just surviving winter. They're about to straight up dominate it and hand me fresh, crispy salads, sweet roasted roots, and greens so good I'll be eating them straight out of the bed in February, while everyone else is paying $5, $6, $7 for sad, waxy grocery store junk that was picked green 2 weeks ago and shipped across the country. But here's the absolute brain melter that still keeps me up at night. Crop number 17 on this list took a legit 15-degree Arctic blast last winter. No row cover, no hoop house, no protection, nothing. And it didn't just live. It grew. It thrived. It laughed in winter's face and handed me the best harvest I've ever had of that crop. 3 full months before 99% of gardeners even think about planting it. I'm counting down every single one of these 22 cold, hardy beasts I'm putting in the ground this week in Zone 7, and by the time I'm done, you're either gonna drop everything and go plant with me right now, or you're gonna be kicking yourself every single time you walk past those empty raised beds this winter. This isn't theory. This is what's happening in my garden right now. Stay locked in. The next few minutes are about to completely blow up everything you thought you knew about growing food in Zone 7 in December. Here's the dirty little secret nobody talks about. There's one leafy green I'm sowing this actual weekend that literally turns sweeter every single time the mercury drops below freezing. I'm talking straight up candy from the dirt sweet. Most people rip this plant out in October thinking it's toast, but the ones who replant it in December end up with salads so fire in the middle of January they almost feel guilty eating them. I'm not dropping the name yet because when I do, you're gonna slap your forehead so hard the neighbors will hear it. But first, I gotta expose the biggest lie we've all been fed about Zone 7 winters. I know exactly what you're feeling right now, because I was you 2 years ago. You're staring out the kitchen window at a backyard that looks like a war zone. Brown grass, empty raised beds, maybe 3 half-dead kale leaves waving goodbye, and you're telling yourself there is 0 chance anything grows until the robins show up. You're low-key depressed because the garden was your happy place all summer, and now it feels like you lost your best friend. You're dropping stupid money every week on grocery store greens that were picked 2 weeks ago in California and taste like wet paper. Or maybe you're brand new to gardening and some YouTube guru told you winter means you sit on your hands for 4 months. I've been there, freezing my tail off in Middle Tennessee in December, thinking this can't be it, there has to be more. Then I started throwing these cold, hardy monsters in the ground in December, and my entire winter flipped upside down in the best way possible. Grocery bill got absolutely destroyed. My kids started begging for veggies because they were picking them in the snow like it was an Easter egg hunt, and honestly, my seasonal depression packed its bags and left because I still had living plants to talk to every single day. Quick reality check that's gonna wreck your whole worldview. Did you know there's a root crop you can scratch into the dirt this weekend that laughs at frozen ground, grows slow and steady like it's got all the time in the world, and then hands you the sweetest, juiciest, most mind-blowing version you've ever tasted right when everybody else is just sticking their first seeds in the ground? Last March, my neighbor literally stopped his truck in the middle of the street, rolled the window down, pointed at my raised bed and yelled, "Bro, that should not be possible right now." I'm saving exactly what it is because I want you to feel the full punch when we get there. But trust me, your mind is about to explode. Here's the question that floods my DMs every single December, dude. What happens if we get absolutely nuked by a polar vortex and it drops to 0 or lower? All this dies, right? Nope, not even close. I've got one brain dead simple, basically free trick that protects every single one of these 22 crops down to 5 degrees or lower with almost 0 daily work. I'm breaking it down step by step later, so do not click away yet. When you see how stupid easy this is, you're gonna be big mad you didn't know it 5 winters ago? Another bomb I haven't dropped yet. There's one legume on this list that I planted the day after Christmas last year. Literally did nothing to it all winter except walk past and flex on it. And come late March, I was eating fresh pods so fat and buttery my wife accused me of driving to the farmers. market, and lying. I'm dropping the name soon, but first let's get into the actual list because I'm done torturing you, and you deserve to know exactly what's going in my Zone 7 dirt this week, while the rest of the country is taking a nap. Let's rip the band-aid off and go. First 11 crops hitting the ground right now that 99% of Zone 7 gardeners are straight up sleeping on. Number 1, garlic. Everybody and their brother screams plant garlic in fall, but here's the cold hard truth nobody wants to admit. Plant in early October like the crowd does, and those cloves shoot up way too fast, turn into mini trees before real winter hits. Then half of them flop over, turn yellow, and rot the second we get back-to-back freezes. I've thrown away entire beds doing it the right way. But when you hold off until the first week of December in Zone 7, pure cheat code. Soil's cold, cloves barely sprout. They just sit there quietly putting down monster roots all winter, then explode in spring. I'm pulling heads right now from last year's December planting that are literally bigger than the ones at Whole Foods. Do it this week and your June self is gonna send you a thank you text. 2, shallots. Same exact December window, no exceptions. Most gardeners treat shallots like the forgotten stepchild, but one bite of a homegrown shallot in grocery store onions tastes like cardboard forever. We're talking buttery, sweet, zero harsh bite, perfect for caramelizing slow and low. Plus, they store like absolute champs. I've got rock-hard shallots hanging in my shed from 2 Decembers ago that are still perfect. 1 50-foot row this week and you'll have fancy restaurant flavor all year. 3, multiplying onions, walking onions, Egyptian onions, potato onions, whatever your grandpa called them while spitting tobacco. These are the closest thing gardening has to immortality. Plant once and you're done for life. They walk across the bed, drop new bulbs, laugh at drought, flood, neglect everything. I started with 12 bulbs 6 years ago, and now I can't kill them if I tried. Free onions every single year starting this December. 4, corn salad, AKMG. This is the quiet ninja of winter greens. It grows when it's 32 at night and barely 40 in the day, like it's personally insulted by anything warmer. Tastes like butter lettuce had a baby with a nutty flavor bomb. You'll be cutting salad bowls all winter while your neighbors are paying $6 for spring mix that's already brown on the edges. 5, Claytonia, miner's lettuce. This stuff is straight up addictive. Tastes like someone crossed mild spinach with butter lettuce and then made it bulletproof. 20-degree nights? It treats them like a cozy blanket and keeps pumping out juicy, succulent leaves you'll eat straight off the plant like a raccoon. 6, arugula. Scratch it in thick this weekend, barely cover the seed, and before you even drag the Christmas tree to the curb, you're cutting spicy, peppery baby leaves that make pizza, sandwiches, and salads actually taste alive again. Spring-sown arugula bolts the second it gets warm. December arugula stays sweet and tender for months. 7, spinach. December-sown spinach is on another planet compared to spring spinach. It overwinters like an absolute tank, barely grows an inch all winter, then explodes the second the days get longer and gives you the thickest, sweetest leaves you've ever had, and it bolts weeks later than March-planted stuff. I'm still eating spinach right now that I sowed last December. 8, mustard greens. These are the ultimate mood food. The colder it gets, the milder and sweeter they taste. Mother Nature literally reaches down and turns the heat knob off for you. 1 hard freeze, and they go from spicy to dessert-level good. 9, Tatsoi. Here's the candy crop I've been hyping since the jump. Every single freeze turns these spoon-shaped leaves into pure dessert. I'm not kidding, you'll be standing in your garden in January eating it straight like a lunatic because it's that stupid good. Plant it this week and prepare to have your mind blown. 10, giant winter leeks. Forget those sad, pencil-thin grocery store leeks that cost $4 for 3. I'm talking baseball bat thick monsters by April that make the creamiest potato leek soup you've ever had in your life. 1 row this December, and your soup game will never be the same. 11, flat-leaf Italian parsley. Most people treat parsley like garnish. I treat it like a salad green in winter. Plant it now, and it'll laugh at everything Zone 7 throws at it. Fresh parsley on eggs, pasta, soups, everything. All winter long, no grocery store runs needed. That's 11 absolute bangers that'll keep you in fresh food straight through the darkest, coldest months, but we're not even at halftime yet. Here come the final 11, and this is where it gets completely unhinged. 12. Carrots. Yes, actual carrots in December. Grab a fast variety. Napoli, Nelson, Mokum, whatever. Scratch them in shallow, throw a light blanket of shredded leaves on top, and you're pulling sweet, crunchy orange gold in February, like you hacked the entire space-time continuum. 13. Winter radishes. Daikon, black Spanish, watermelon radish, doesn't matter. They grow slow and steady all winter, get stupid big and taste insane raw, pickled, roasted, whatever. One bite, and regular radishes will taste like lies. 14. Turnips. The greens alone smoke Kale in winter, tender, sweet, perfect sautéed with garlic. And the roots roasted with butter and salt. Send help. I'll eat an entire sheet pan in one sitting. 15. Beets. December sown baby beets in early spring are so sweet you'll eat them warm straight out of the ground like apples. No exaggeration. 16. Fresh Kale starts. Plant new ones now so you've got tender baby leaves all winter instead of the old woody stuff that's been beat up since October and tastes like punishment. 17. Fava beans. Here's the absolute tank I've been teasing forever. Planted these the day after Christmas last year. No row cover, no babying, 15-degree nights, didn't even flinch. Come April, I was grilling fresh fava beans with olive oil and salt, while every gardening group on Facebook was just sticking theirs in the ground.
Mind officially blown.
18. Snow peas. They germinate in cold soil like it's their full-time job and start climbing trellises all winter long, giving you sweet crunch when everything else is dead. 19. Sugar snap peas. Same deal, just fatter, sweeter, edible pods that kids will fight to the death over. Mine never make it to the kitchen. 20. Cilantro. Sow it right now, and every warm spell, it'll drop new seeds and keep you in fresh salsa fixing straight through till May. 21. Dill. Cold actually concentrates the flavor, and it reseeds itself like it's trying to take over the entire planet. Free dill forever. 22. Claytonia again, because I'm straight up addicted and I plant this stuff in every single empty square inch like it's printing money. There it is, 22 absolute legends that most Zone 7 gardeners are sleeping on harder than a Thanksgiving food coma. But once you run even half this list, your winters will never be the same. Now that dead simple protection trick I promised? Grab every shredded leaf, straw, old hay, pine needles, whatever you've got, and throw 3 to 4 inches on top of everything after you plant. That's literally it. Costs next to nothing, takes 20 minutes max, and buys you 8 to 10 degrees of protection easy. I've watched the thermometer hit 8 degrees air temp and these crops partied like it was 60. Do that one thing, and even if we get a once-in-a-decade polar vortex, you're still eating fresh while your neighbors are crying into their seed catalogs. So here's your weekend assignment if you're ready to level up forever. Throw on your rattiest hoodie, grab every packet of seed from this list you own, and go get dirty. Your February self-eating homegrown salads while the ground is still half frozen is gonna high-five you so hard you'll feel it in your soul. If this just lit a fire under your butt to keep your Zone 7 garden absolutely popping all winter long, smash that like button like you mean it. Drop a hell yeah! I'm planting this weekend in the comments and tell me which of these 22 you're starting with first. Share this video with every single gardener friend who thinks December means vacation mode. Hit that subscribe button, slap the bell so you never miss a hack, and I'll catch you in the next one. Now get out there and prove Mother Nature wrong. Go plant something, even if it's freezing,